Apple has just quietly released a new version of the MacBook Air, but you probably missed it because Apple did it on purpose. They purposely didn't tell anybody. Not a single soul had any idea this was coming. And if you actually want to get your hands on one, well, you can't. They're already sold out. But I have the proof right here in my hands. This is the new MacBook Air, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is and why Apple didn't tell anybody about it. Now, before we get into it, now back to the video. The new MacBook Air is a little bit odd. It's not really new, but at the same time, it's not exactly the same as what Apple has been selling over the past year. So what's going on? Well, let me explain. If you didn't know, Apple launched the new MacBook Air back in July of last year with a starting price of $1,200. It was a hell of a deal. You got a beautiful new design, great display, fantastic keyboard and trackpad, and overall an amazing package. For the first time ever, Apple made a truly thin and light laptop that was also powerful enough for most people who aren't hardcore Apple Silicon Mac converts or, people who live and breathe Apple gear. Now, this was the first MacBook that was good for the masses. People who just needed a computer to do everyday things like writing papers, watching movies, and browsing the web. But there was a problem, and you know what? That's actually a good thing. See, the problem was that for $1,200. You could also buy a fully maxed out 14-inch MacBook Pro, which included a much better display, better camera, more ports, bigger battery, faster performance, and even an active cooling system, so it wouldn't get hot. To make matters worse, for $100 more, you could get the larger 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is still a hell of a deal today. So yeah, this MacBook Air that Apple released last year wasn't necessarily a bad product, but instead it was severely misunderstood. Nobody knew where it fit in, and that's why Apple has now secretly updated it. Now let me show you exactly what's changed. The first thing you'll notice is that it looks identical to the other MacBook Air, except it has these two little stickers on the bottom, which indicate that this is a new revision. Second, if you open it up, you'll notice that the sticker on the battery now says 66.5 watt-hours, which is slightly larger than the previous generation. Also, the previous version of the Air used a 7-core GPU, while this new version uses an 8-core GPU. And okay, yeah, sure, those are nice little upgrades. But the big news here is that Apple lowered the price by $100 making it just $1,100. Now that is an amazing price for this configuration. You're getting the exact same machine as before, with the same M2 chip, same beautiful liquid retina display. Same keyboard and trackpad, but now with a lower price tag. It's like Apple took everything that they learned from the past year, looked at all the data and said, you know what? These two MacBook Pros are just better products. We're going to drop the price of this guy and see how many people we can sell. Now, obviously, this isn't some earth-shattering revelation. It's not like Apple dropped a new MacBook with a crazy new feature or anything. They simply dropped the price by $100, which is a good thing. Why? Because it means that Apple is listening to feedback. They're taking something that was already good and making it better. I think that this MacBook Air is perfect for students, casual users, and anyone who doesn't need the power of the Pro models. Oh, it's even cheaper, and it's still a hell of a deal. This is the host with Apple Explained. And if you want to learn how I make videos like these, let me know by tapping the link in the comments below.